TEJ4M. This video goes over how to connect switches and push buttons in Tinkercad using Tinkercad Circuits. So starting from where we left off, this was our LED circuit, and it had a resistor to help limit the current, so you can start and stop it. By the way, you can change the color of the light if you want. Just by clicking on it, you can change the color here to whatever color you like. I'll leave it at red for now. Actually, blue's kind of cool. All right, so what we want to do is a switch. This is a physical switch. We're going to be using the slide switch first. And the physical switch physically either lets the circuit connected and the current flow through, or it puts a stop to that. So this is what it's like. I'm going to have this green wire here. I'm just going to remove it and put it like that. And that's what it's like when the switch is not connected. There's no flow. And then when we put it back, that's like when the switch is on. So we're going to replace this wire with a switch. So here's our slide switch. And you'll notice there's 3 terminals, or 3 legs. We're going to be using only the left side. So the left and the middle terminal. When the left and the middle terminal, those are the ones that have to be connected to our LED. But we have to be careful how we do that. I'm going to line it up directly over the cathode. Okay, so the cathode, and I've actually changed my mind. We're going to align it, the left leg over the cathode. This will make our lives easier later on. The middle one will be kind of like our common one, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a moment. So I'm going to connect up so the current goes through the positive bus, through the resistor, through the anode, through the LED, and then through the cathode. And it's going to come through here. Now when the switch is flipped to the left, there's connection between terminal 1 and 2. So there we go. It should be connected. When I start the simulations, makes sense. I can switch it on and off now. Okay. However, there's more to this switch. You can use the right terminal as well. So this is known as a 2-pole switch, meaning that it can, is it a 2-pole switch? Let me just look that terminology up for a moment. So yes, it's called a 2-pole switch because it can control 2 separate circuits, one on the left and one on the right. The terminal in the middle, and it says common, that's going to be going to ground. Now I'm going to put another LED, my non-blue one, so it's going to be a red one, and I'm going to place it like this. I'm going to put a resistor to my positive bus, from the positive bus to the longer anode leg of the LED, and then from the negative or cathode, smaller leg of the LED, it's going to be going to the right leg or the right terminal or the right pole of our switch. So when we start our simulation, the switch is flipped to the left, so the blue LED is on. If I flip it to the right, the red LED is on. So this is a 2-pole switch because it can switch between two circuits, 2 mini circuits, I guess. There's one circuit for the blue LED and one for the red. All right, so that's how we use a slide switch. Now, because we have so much room on our breadboard, instead of deleting this, I'm going to leave it all there, and I'm going to add in a push button now. So our push button is going to go in the middle, and you can really see why we have this channel here. A lot of the components, I guess that this is our first one that we've seen, we have different terminals. We have a terminal 1B and 1A, 2B and 2A, and we don't want them connected, so by having it over this channel, it really helps out. Okay, so let's get an LED working with this push button. So a push button is only active when it's pressed. So it's also known as a momentary switch, and you'll see how that operates in a moment. So let's get, okay, so the way this works is it can be connected across. Okay, so it can be connected either these 2 terminals left to right or these 2 terminals diagonally. I'm going to use the diagonal ones because it's more convenient. We'll put the LED, well, first of all, we need a resistor, right? So we'll have our resistor. It's always a good idea to have the resistor first, just that's kind of the way that I learned it, and that's the way that I'd like you to learn it too. So the resistor goes from the positive bus through this terminal here, and if we push the button down, it'll make a connection through across to the diagonal here. So I'm going to put our LED with the longer leg of the LED, the anode, connected to this, I guess it's called terminal 1A. And then we'll have a wire running to our negative or ground bus. So when we start our simulation, once it's started in the top right there, we can push the button down, and as we do that, it turns the LED on. Okay, so that's a difference between a momentary switch or a push button and a slide switch. Slide switch is like your light switch at home. Push button switch is, I don't know, like just a temporary switch that's only pushed when it's held down. So that's pretty much everything that we wanted to cover in this video. There are other ways to turn lights on and off. And remember, lights, LEDs are only the starting point. We could be turning a motor on. We could be turning an entire system on. I guess the on-off switch on your computer is just like one of these switches. You press it and release it, and it turns on your computer. But there's other ways also to turn switches on. We're not going to just, I'll just mention them. So there's something called a photoresistor. And a photoresistor can turn a circuit on if there's enough light in a room. Ultrasonic distance sensor, you can make it so that if there's an object that's close, and think about any car that's come out in the past few years has had, most of them, it's a very simple thing really. It just detects if there's a car ahead of you, and it measures the distance. These you can get a sensor like that for under $20. I'm sure that the ones in cars are much more reliable than the $20 ones, but it's a pretty simple circuit. It just returns the number of centimeters, or maybe if you're trapped in the US, maybe it's inches. Hopefully they'll do away with that eventually. I'm sure that the car manufacturers use centimeters though. It's just a much better system to use. And then, you know, if it's close enough, then a circuit will come on, just like a switch. And there's other ones as well, temperature, and we'll be exploring all those later on. Okay, bye for now.